It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thank you so much for joining us. Our guest is Alison Arngrim. You know her because she played Nellie on Little House on the Prairie, but she has done so much more since the series ended in the early 1980s. She currently has a one-woman show out called Confessions of a Prairie Bitch. I can't believe I said that on television. And her book is coming out in June. Alison, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Many of us know that you have outed yourself or were outed as an incest survivor.
That is correct.
And that has been a passion of yours throughout this decade. Talk to us about what you've done in the great state of California to protect incest victims.
I'm very pleased with this. Our wonderful group called the National Association to Protect Children, or protect.org, you can visit on the internet.
Please.
We discovered that there was an exception to the law for child molesters.
Explain that to me, because it is stunning.
It's really mind-blowing. People didn't believe this. It's the incest exception. It's still in nearly 30 states, but in California the law was someone who had sexually assaulted a child, and they listed the crimes, and it included extremely violent crimes and multiple victims and continuous abuse, that this person would have a mandatory jail sentence unless, and it specifically said in the law, unless it was a parent, step-parent, brother or sister, grandparent, or like a relative living in the home. So anyone in the child's circle of trust, anyone in their family, was allowed not only to plead guilty, get probation, no jail time whatsoever, but deferred entry of judgment. That means no record, no registration, no nothing.
No Megan's Law, no registration.
Nothing. They could open a daycare center the next day after pleading guilty to molesting large numbers of children, as long as they were related to them. And this was the law, and it was happening in thousands of cases, and we had many people testify. It was shocking how hard it was to take this down. Yeah, people wanted it in place.
That's what's stunning to me, because you went up to Sacramento in 2004, and you fought tooth and nail to get it changed, and it almost didn't get changed.
Really, it took us a year. We were shot down in committee. We had to come back. It had to be refiled, reintroduced, and Senator James Batten did, and we ultimately, well, really through the media going on.
Well, tell us what happened. It's a fascinating story.
Absolutely. I went in, and we had a whole bunch of people really supporting us, saying, of course this is crazy. How is this even on the books? This is absurd. And we went in and fought it, but it was very popular with, obviously, people who molest children, their defense lawyers,
There you have it.
And children don't vote, and children don't make political contributions.
But ultimately, if I may, a senator outed you before you intended to be outed.
I was supposed to speak on one day, and he did tell everyone a couple days before, and so everyone knew that I was someone who had been through this myself.
And as a result, you were put onto Larry King's show.
Indeed, I went on Larry King, and that's when everyone found it, because everyone watches Larry King.
Of course.
And everyone saw it, and then what happened is the average person had no idea this exception was in place. So when they knew, they of course called their senator and assembly person, and then once it was open, once it was exposed to the light of day and became a public issue, of course people said, why is this on the books? And it was all over but the shouting. And the exact same thing happened in New York. When we went to the public, we took it to the public that they had this exception on their books, that people who molested their own children were given a free pass. And it was changed. We've changed it in North Carolina, in Arkansas, in Illinois, in several states. But here's the scary part. Nearly 30 states still have this exception. And please, if someone wants to go to protect.org, you can look up if your state has this. You can start a grassroots campaign. One campaign may be starting already in your state. Just call us.
Let me ask you, how does it make you feel that you are able to shed a light on this issue and make a difference?
It's really, it is a wonderful feeling. It does feel very good, because it's weird that it should have to be somebody from Little House on the Prairie, that it should make a difference to people whether it happened to me or not, whether I am famous or not, but that is how our world works and the media works, that my talking about it seems to mean more.
And it does, and we thank you so much for protecting the children of California and the entire nation. Alison, will you come back?
I will, please.
I'd appreciate it.
As I said, protect.org, check your state.
You know it. For Local Edition, I'm Brad Pomerance, back to CNN-HLN.
These days, we're all looking for ways to conserve money. At Charter, we're happy to announce a great way to save and get the best services for your home. With the Charter Bundle, you'll get the channels you love and reliability you can count on. Surf the web way faster than with DSL from the phone company. And talk all you want with unlimited local and long-distance calling. All at one low price you can depend on all year long. Call 1-877-SAVE-034 today to get the Charter Bundle, starting as low as $69.97 a month. Call now.